Argument with your boss?
Oh, hi.
I didn't mean to scare you. You want to talk about it?
Well, I'm beginning to think I'm a lousy judge of character.
But why?
Steve had a chance to make a real difference in someone's life, and he just turned his back on him.
Well, I mean, he must have had a reason for it.
Well, I know this guy named Wade Coleman, and he's had some trouble with the police. But he came here today all excited about getting a job and making something of himself, and Steve wouldn't even give him the time of day.
Well, why don't you look at this from Steve's point of view?
Okay, I know Wade has made some stupid mistakes, but why should he spend the rest of his life paying for them? And how is he going to turn his life around unless someone is willing to give him a second chance? It's just not fair.
Yeah, you're right. It's not fair. You know, I think I understand that pretty well because I feel if people gave me a second chance in life, things would have turned out way differently.
An absolute nightmare, Vicki. If I wasn't concerned about Mary Lynn finding out, I was concerned about Carol finding her way back into our lives. While I'm in the midst of this confession, I might as well tell you I have a friend down in Austin, Texas. I called him and had him send a false death certificate to Mary Lynn. I thought it would stop her asking questions.
Well, you certainly can't undo what's done because it's past, but... I mean, I would think that you should tell Mary Lynn the whole truth right now. I think it would be devastating for that child if she were to find out on her own about her mother and what her mother did.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Well, at least I've done one thing right. I have Ed Hall looking for Carol. If I can come up with some information that I can give Mary Lynn, what's the matter? Don't you think it's a good idea?
Well, what did Ed say? Did he give you any idea as to how long that might take?
A week, month, a year. I don't know. No way to know.
You cannot wait for Ed's report. Tom, you must tell Mary Lynn now. Would it help if I joined you?
It certainly would help. Thank you, but I'm afraid this is something I'm going to have to handle on my own.
Well, you know that I'm here for both of you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello?
Oh, Vicki, I'm so glad to hear your voice. How's Al?
He's fine. Tina, honey, where are you?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm fine, really. It's just I was so worried about the divorce and all the custody arrangements and everything. I went for a drive, and you know how my luck is. The car broke down right in the middle of this place out in the country, and it was dark, and I couldn't see any phones anywhere or anything, and I thought maybe the best thing to do was just, to stay in the car and wait until morning to go look for a phone. So that's what I did, and I walked miles and miles.
Well, honey, where are you? I'll come and get you.
Oh, no, that's okay. You see, the tow truck just already left. And, well, how's Alec? Are you sure he's all right?
Yes, of course I'm sure he's all right. Are you sure you're all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine, but I feel awful about worrying you like this, not knowing where I was.
Listen, I really don't like it that you're out there in the middle of nowhere somewhere.
Oh, no, that's all right. I'm at a farmhouse, and I'm safe. I really am, and I'll be home in no time.
All right, well, if you don't have enough money for the tow truck, you charge it to me, okay?
Yes, Vicki, thank you so much. I'll be home soon. Bye-bye. How long have you been standing there?
Oh, not long. Apparently I wandered into the wrong farmhouse.
Look, there's a long story with this.
Well, I'm not interested, but I am interested to know what you're doing in Patrick's lab.
Just looking around the lab. How are you this morning?
I'm great. I remembered one of the formulas that we were working on in Africa right during breakfast. I wrote it down for you.
Oh, terrific. This is great, Kay. This is fantastic.
Patrick, I know you have work to do. Could I speak to Kate alone, please?
Sure. I haven't made coffee this morning, so I'll get some from the cafeteria, right? Want some?
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
I have a favor to ask you. It's a big favor. I want to ask you not to turn Al against me in the years to come.
Tina, why would I try to do that?
Well, sometimes that happens with stepmothers, you know? I mean, and they don't even mean to do it. I mean, I know you'll have Cord, but you still might resent the fact that he's spending time with me in order to see my son, and then it might seem kind of like a competition between you and me for Cord and for Al, and I don't want that to happen. It's not good for anybody, and I want to assure you that when I speak of you, I'm only going to speak of you with respect. And I hope you'll do the same for me.
You don't have to worry. I am not going to try and take your place in little Al's life.
Well, I kept telling myself that you'd be reasonable about that, but I really thought that we ought to clear it up before you and Cord get married.
Now, the custody agreement does say that little Al will be spending half his time with Cord and me.
Yes, I already agreed to that. I told Cord that was fine.
Right. And I don't intend to be an outsider where he is concerned. And I do want it made clear to you that I am going to give this child all the love and support I can, just as if he were my very own.
Judge Davidson is in court, but his clerk said that if Judge Davidson is willing to accommodate us, it might be possible to change the dates.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave your telephone number with my secretary, I'll call you as soon as I have any word.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for your help.
My pleasure. You have a fine young son.
Yes,
I wish him all the best.
thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, Gabrielle.
Oh, Mrs. Buchanan, your butler told me that he wasn't sure if Tina was here or not.
No, actually, she's not.
I'm sorry. I should have called before arriving.
I expect her back if you'd like to wait.
Yes, please. I'd like to.
Well, sit down. Tell me something. Did you ever speak to Delilah Garrettson about getting a job?
Yes, I did, and she gave me a job.
Well, isn't that wonderful? So you are going to stay in Lambview.
Yes.
Is there anything I can do for you until Tina gets back?
No. No. Well, perhaps there is. Oh, I'd better wait till Tina gets back. Do you know how long she'll be?
She should be back shortly, but it depends on when the tow truck gets to her.
Tow truck?
Yes, she went for a drive yesterday evening out in the country, and the car broke down, and she couldn't get to a phone, so she spent the night in the car.
Is the baby with her?
No, Al's up in the nursery.
Is he all right?
Well, of course he's all right. He's with Kim. Kim is wonderful with babies.
May I go and see him? I promise I won't disturb him if he's asleep.
Well, don't you want to wait for Tina?
Well, Tina's always told me that if I wanted to, I could come and see him. We're quite close these days. I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
Well, all right then, if you want to. The nursery is right
I know where it is. Thank you very much.
You know, when I first met this guy, I thought he was the most perfect person in the world. He had the 3 C's, you know, compassion, caring, and consideration.
Oh, boy, that was new for me. I mean, I had never met anyone like that before.
Well, maybe all except your parents.
No, my parents... Well, I didn't come from a great family background. I guess my parents were a little overworked and underpaid, and they had their own problems they either couldn't or wouldn't deal with. So I spent most of my time out of the house. I mean, especially in high school, you know, and I used to hang around with these kids, and they had sort of the same type family problems. God, you know, maybe if I hung around with someone from a more stable background. Well, anyway, I know what you mean by problems. I know I can identify with your friend Wade there.
Were you ever arrested?
No, but that was because I was extremely lucky. You see, what I did was I split right after high school. I mean, I didn't even say goodbye. I knew none of them would care anyway, and I decided to go after my dream. You know, I was going to find the perfect man and the perfect home, and just like in the movies, it sort of happened, you know. I met Mr. Right. That's what we used to call him, you know, Mr. Right. I thought for the first time somebody cared about me. I thought they loved me. I thought they were going to encourage me.
So much for Mr. Right.
Well, what went wrong?
You want to know what went wrong? All of a sudden, he became jealous, and he became overbearing, and he didn't want to see me. He wanted to see what he wanted me to be. And then he took the coward's way out. He packed up everything, and he left me.
He didn't even try to work things out?
No, he didn't. You see, he was too busy blaming me. He was too busy wanting not to deal with me.
Well, if he loved you and you loved him...
No, Mary Lynn, listen to me. It's not all about love. The hard part is trying to understand each other, you know? Now, he made some mistakes. I made some mistakes. But let me tell you, the difference is that he didn't want to forgive me. And so it ended. I mean, that's all right. You know, I have a new life. I have a new career. I have a new start.
Did you ever try to find your husband after he left?
No. I didn't want to tell him anything that he'd want to listen to. So there was no point in that.
Well, do you think he's leading a happy life somewhere?
I don't know. But I believe fate finds for every man his share of misery.
Well, I hope your ex-husband gets more than his share.
Well, the coffee in the cafeteria is worse than usual, so we'll have to make our own. Tina, if you finish your talk with Kate, we got to get to work. And I know you got a baby to attend to.
Yeah, I certainly do. Listen, thanks for showing me around the lab.
Sure. No.
Well, what is going on? I walked in, she was on the phone telling somebody that she was in some abandoned farmhouse.
Katie, I got something to tell you. You're not going to believe this. Maybe you better sit up. No, stand up, in case you faint. The burn formula works.
What?
Yes.
Come on. Wait, how do you know?
I tried it on the skin grafts that we've been using. No scarring, no tissue damage. We're responsible for a scientific miracle. Can you believe this?
Oh, I don't believe it. Oh.
Now, we still got a lot of work to do, all right? We made the breakthrough, okay? The formula that you had in your notebook is what clinched the whole thing.
But we tried
I know we did. We tried it, but we didn't use it with the one that I remembered. It was there all along. We just never put it together.
I don't believe it. All that time we were so close.
Yeah. Can't you just see it? Kate Sanders and Patrick London come up with a new burn compound that cures second and third degree burns.
You are getting all the credit. I don't deserve any.
No way. No. I'm not letting you get away with that. Our names are going to go down in history together. You and me will be linked together for the rest of our lives.
Lee, will you excuse us, please? I have something I'd like to discuss with my daughter.
I need to see if they need any help.
Just a moment, please. Mary Lynn. This is very important. We have a lot to settle here.
I'll be in my suite.
Sit down.
I suppose you want to tell me some more lies about my mother.
No, not at all. This time it's going to be the truth. I know I hurt you, and I'm very sorry about that. I only did what I felt was right.
You thought that lying to me was right?
I was trying to protect you. I wasn't sure you could handle the truth. Now, what I'm going to tell you now, Mary Lynn, is going to shock you, and it's going to hurt you. But it is the truth. I've always told you that your mother abandoned us. It's not so. I walked out on her.
Tina, good. Welcome home.
Oh, Vicki, thank you so much for taking care of Al for me. And I'm sorry about the inconvenience. It will never happen again, because, you know, I am never leaving this house without telling somebody where it is I am going and which way I'm getting there.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Did the man from the garage drive you home?
No. Actually, they fixed what was wrong with it. You know, the carburetor or the engine. I don't know, something like that. But, well, how was Phoenix? I forgot to ask. Did you have a good time at the convention?
Oh, yes. Actually, we had a marvelous time. It was very exciting. We saw lots of friends that we hadn't seen before. It We talked shop, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I loved being involved in the newspaper game again.
So are you going back to work at the Banner?
Just as soon as I find out if my plan works.
Your plan? Ooh, I want to hear all about this.
Actually, first, would you tell me a little something about your relationship with Gabrielle, please? I didn't realize you'd become so close.
Close?
Yeah.
Gabrielle and me?
Well, that's what she told me earlier.
What, she was here?
She still is. She's up in the nursery with Al. The thing is, every time you and I have discussed it, you gave me the impression that you weren't...
Vicky, I'm going to go check on Al, and I'll tell you all about Gabrielle later, okay? Why did you leave her?
To protect you.
If I hear that one more time,
Yes, I know. But it's the truth. Marilyn, I discovered something about your mother. Something about her character, something terrible about her character. Something that I knew would cause you a great deal of pain and anguish as you grew older. I couldn't let that happen, so I made the decision to take you away. When you were little, you used to ask me when she was coming home. I couldn't tell you the truth. I couldn't. You were too young to understand, so I told you she was in heaven.
What did she do that was so terrible?
Shortly after you were born, your mother used to disappear in the afternoon, and in the evening she'd go outside town to a ranch. And at that ranch, your mother would entertain men. God, I swore I'd never tell you this. And it pains me now to tell you because I know how much pain it's going to cause you. But I'm put in a position. I've been put into a position where I can do nothing else, haven't I? And after all, as you say, you have a right to know. Well, my child, let me tell you, you have a right to know. Your mother was a prostitute.
Oh.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no,
Yes,
you are
yes.
making this up. You have had 17 years to work out your story. And I will not believe this, and I will not sit here and listen to this. You want me to wipe her out of my life the way that you have wiped her out of yours? Well, I am not going to.
Oh, no, Dr. London. That formula is yours and yours alone. You can't put my name on it.
No way, Kate. Without you, the whole thing would have been impossible.
That is not true.
It is true. You helped me to reconstruct all of the experiments when I got back from Africa. This miracle is as much yours as it is mine.
Okay, Dr. London. I want to be the very first person in the entire universe to see this miracle at work.
Okay.
Wait a minute, where's the compound we were working on last night?
Oh, we had a little explosion in here.
What?
Fireworks. But I put it out. It's okay.
I'm sorry. I must have been careless about something. I could have started a fire in this
No,
place.
it's not your fault. I was here. Everything's under control.
No, wait a minute. We weren't working on anything that was volatile.
I know. I think it was sabotage.
Why would anybody want to destroy your work?
I have no idea, Kate. And unless they just wanted to scare me out of this lab. But I'm not backing off now. I'm going to find whoever's behind this.
Al? Oh, Al, honey, are you okay? Let me hold him. Oh, Al, I was so worried about you, sweetheart. Oh, honey, come here. Come here, okay? Come on, honey. Come on. Oh, come here. Yes, right here, okay, honey? There we go. Oh, there, sweetheart. Oh, Gabrielle, what are you doing? I told you not to just drop by here like this. I mean, my sister's already asking me questions I can't answer.
All right, you answer me something. Why have you been out all night knowing that my son could be in danger?
He's fine, and I couldn't help it. I really couldn't. But listen, you've just got to stop dropping by Landfair like this.
I came to get the watch. I need it.
The watch? What, you mean the one that was your father's and then, you know, your grandfather's and everything?
Yes. Where is it?
Well, you gave it to me so I could give it to Al. It's part of his heritage.
I know. He'll get it back later, but I need it now.
Oh. Well, I gave it to Court so he could give it to Al. You did what? I didn't want it just wasting away in a drawer. I thought, well, Cord might as well use it before he gives it to Al. That's why.
Tina, you get this back from Cord. You tell him something. You're good at making up stories. Tell him it needs fixing.
Why? What is so important about this watch? What's going on here? Look, if you need it to get money, or...
Believe me, that's not the reason that I need this watch.
Excuse me. Yes? Oh, thank you, Heron. Yeah, I'll take it up here. Yes, hi, Jeff. Oh, sure, I can use some good news. Oh, no, you're kidding me. Yes, I know. I told you to hurry everything along. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. I'm very happy. Yeah, thank you.
Tina, what's wrong?
The divorce hearing has been moved up. The judge moved it up to tomorrow.
Oh, no. No, that can't be. We need more time. I have no idea who's trying to harm my son.
I'm never going to get Cord back. Now my whole life is ruined.
Oh, Tina, we've got to find a way to postpone this hearing.
It's too late. It's too late.
Tina, I'm sorry, but we've got to.
Gabrielle, please. Just go, okay?
All right.
Yes, baby, I miss you too. Okay, tonight at 8 o'clock. I'll meet you at the Holden Towers. All right, bye.
Cassie, grab your notepad, would you?
Oh, John, it's you.
What are you expecting, Bruce Willis? And, have you got any phone calls for me?
No. Oh, I mean, yes.
Oh, here it is.
What is this, some kind of joke?
No, the guy wants you to call him back.
What guy? There's no name on here.
Oh, well, I guess when you don't call him back, he'll call you. Oh.
Whoa. Where are you going?
John, it is 6 o'clock, quitting time, remember?
Oh, no, you don't. I got all sorts of paperwork. I need your help with it.
No, I'm sorry. Look, I have a date, okay?
No, not this time you don't.
Steve, hi. How are you?
Hi, Kate.
Listen, have you seen my mother?
Yeah, she's waiting for you right over there.
Hi.
Would you like something to drink? I'll send it over.
Mrs. Sanders already ordered a bottle of champagne.
Oh.
She did? Hi. Hi, darling. Hi, Roger said you just ordered a bottle of champagne.
Well, I thought it was appropriate. I wanted to surprise you. It's not every day you get exactly what you wish for.
Mom, what are you talking about?
Judge Davidson, he changed the day of the court hearing. Tina and Cord's divorce is going to be final tomorrow.
Relax, Wanda. Nobody is going to push you around.
Somebody's doing a good imitation. I can't lose my diner. It's more than a business to me.
Listen, you are not going to lose anything. As soon as Judith gets here, we'll be right over. Now just sit tight and be cool, okay? Bye, Wanda. No, don't tell me. Let me guess. You need some free legal advice? Well, we're not proud we'll help anyone.
Still the same old sophomoric sense of humor, eh, Jeffrey? Is that how you talked Judith into joining this, free legal clinic?
Oh, I didn't talk her into anything. She made her own decision to help.
Oh, I'm sure she did. You've had a lot of laughs at my expense and behind my back, haven't you? Well, the fun is over. I don't care how you go about it, Jeffrey. But you and my ex-wife, no longer partners.
John, I am too tired to tell you to butt out, so butt out.
Look, Cassie, I just want to know who's taking up all your time. That's all.
This morning you could care less who I was going out with.
But look at you now. You're acting like a zombie. I just want to know why.
I'm sorry, but it's none of your business.
But it is my business. It is my business because I hired you to do a job. And if you can't do the job, it is my business.
John, I do my job. I don't do it 24 hours a day, yes, but I am entitled to other things in my life.
No, not when you come in here dragging your tail behind you, Cassie. Now, look at this message here. And there's no name on this because you were too sleepy to write it down. And what about all this paperwork here? Who's going to help me to take care of all this?
I don't know, John. I guess you'll have to hire a temp or do it yourself. I really don't care.
You see, that's the problem right there on a nutshell. You don't care. You haven't cared about anybody since this new guy came into your life.
You are one to talk. You spend every spare minute you have with this new woman in your life.
Sandra? Sandra is a client, for Pete's sake.
Oh, I could hardly consider her that. Actually, I can't even call her the new woman because you've been great pals with her ever since college.
Talking to you because of your jealousy.
That goes double for me.
Oh, come on. You think I'm jealous of this mystery man?
It's very nice of you to care, John, but I really don't want to keep him waiting.
I know what you're up to. I know exactly what you're doing. So you think you can get even with me for helping out Sandra by helping yourself to this new guy, right? But jealousy, that's your department.
Oh, it used to be, but I've turned over a new leaf.
So have you now? I suppose that new guy has helped you with this.
You're right, John. We are both way too mature and level-headed to deal with this on such a petty and immature way. So you spend all the time you need to with Sandra, and I'm going to spend all the time I need to with the new man in my life.
All right. That's fine. That's the way you want it. I am tired, too, and I'm going to go home.
Great. That's a good idea because, you know, you need a little rest. You're starting to get those bags under your eyes again. Guess it comes with age.
Who's your boyfriend, Dennis the Menace?
Well, he's old enough to drive and young enough to know what to do when we get where we're going.
Great, so go. Better yet, I'll go.
What's that for?
It's for reading. I thought maybe a little trash might help me get over my self-centered assistant. Would you do me a favor and lock up if it's not too much trouble?
You can't fool me, Mr. Russell. I know exactly what you're up to.
Mom, you don't know how happy I am that Cord is finally free of Tina. And I want to marry him more than ever. It's just that I commit...
Patrick needs you, too.
Well, I told him that I would work with him until the divorce came through, and I thought that would be a matter of a few weeks, and now suddenly it's tomorrow.
But you shouldn't feel guilty about leaving the research to Patrick. He can handle it on his own.
Ah, you don't understand. When I came in here tonight, I had some good news of my own. You see, last night when I left the lab, Patrick had a breakthrough. I don't know all the details, but he said that the burn formula is going to be better than we ever dreamed it could be.
Well, that's wonderful, and that means he's just going to be fine without you in the work.
No, he's not going to look at it that way. You see, this is the critical phase. Now that we know the formula works, we need to find a practical method of application.
But if he got this far, the rest will come easily to him.
Well, it will be easier with my help.
Katie, you said you wanted to marry Cord.
I do.
And you said that you were helping Patrick because he's a friend and a colleague.
That's right.
Well, then your decision is very clear. Your marriage has got to be more important than Patrick's research.
I know that, Mom, but I'm so torn. I know that I can't go back on my promise to Cord. But I can't bear the thought of hurting Patrick again.
Hello, brother dear.
Hi, sis. Come on in.
Stuff looks volatile.
Why should it be any different than everything else in my life these days?
Kate left, I take it?
Yep. She was never a 9-to-5er before she met Cord. We had something to celebrate tonight. I had a breakthrough yesterday.
Patrick, that's great.
Yeah, I thought so, too. But you should have seen Kate. She couldn't get out of here fast enough.
Well, she does have a life outside the lab, you
She
know.
thinks she does, Cindy. That's why I called you over here. I want to know, she confides in you. I want to know what she says
no,
to
you
you.
don't know.
Come on, Cindy. Just tell me what she says about a relationship, about me.
She says a lot of things. But they all add up to the fact that she loves Cord, and she's going to marry him.
What else could she say? She feels obligated to the guy.
It's more than that.
Listen, Cindy, I'm not stupid, okay? I know that Cord kept her mind off of things while I was in prison in Africa, but that isn't love.
Patrick, you may want to believe that, but you're wrong.
I need some time. Time to convince her that she belongs with me.
Time is one thing you don't have, Patrick. I ran into Judith at the Holden Towers. She told me that Cord and Tina's divorce is going to come through tomorrow. There's nothing to stop Cord from marrying Kate. Patrick, it's all for the best.
No!
You still got your work. You're going to do great things.
No! This work means nothing without Kate. I'm not going to lose her, Cindy. I'll do anything to get her back, and you're going to help me.
I know that you love to throw your weight around, but it won't work around here.
Maybe you didn't hear me. Maybe I didn't phrase it properly. I'm not asking you to dissolve this partnership with Judith, Jeffrey. I'm telling you it's over.
What if she has other ideas? No one put a gun to her head, you know. I asked for the best lawyer that I could find. She volunteers for
Oh, come on. There's 100 lawyers in this town that would just love to help you save the world.
I am not out to save the world, just my own little piece of it. Judith happens to share the same philosophy.
I think I know more about her philosophy than you do.
No wonder our partnership bothers you. You can't stand to think that Judith hasn't sold out the same way you have.
Do you think you can use Judith against me? Well, you're sadly mistaken.
Look, the only one who is using Judith is you. Why don't you just take your paranoia back to the Sanders family mansion where it's appreciated?
When are you going to tell her, Jeffrey? Are you saving that for some perfect, dramatic moment? Then you're going to reveal to her who you really are?
Why the hell should I want to tell her? Do you think I'm proud that I'm your illegitimate son? Look, I've told you before, I just like to be left alone to get to do the things that I love.
Well, that's very noble of you. But it seems to me you are the one who won't leave me alone, and I don't understand that because ever since you came to this town, I have given you everything you want.
You have no idea what I want.
You wanted a visa pretty badly. I got that for you. If I hadn't called off the dogs, Jeffrey, you would be back in Mendora right now closing real estate deals on beach bungalows.
Would you like to get me down on my knees and have me thank you?
No, I'd like you to tell me the truth just once. Why do you insist on provoking me? This is all this is just sheer provocation.
What if it is? And I'm not saying that you're right, Pop. But why is it that, and I just would like you to think about this, why is it that the only way I've ever been able to get your attention is by doing something that threatens you?
That's not necessarily true.
Oh, come on. Look, I'm out for bigger things than you, if you can imagine that. I just want to help people who can't afford to help themselves. If you can't understand that, you're the one who you should be sorry for.
Excuse me, Jeffrey McGrath?
I'm Jeff McGrath. May I help you?
I hope so. My name is...
Surprise.
Charles. Oh, I didn't expect to find you here.
That's all right. I was just on my way out. Hope you're not here looking for a good attorney.
Oh, no, I'm here to do a friend a favor.
Lots of luck.
I'm sorry, the ex-ambassador and I have a difference of opinion.
Oh.
How may I help you?
Oh, well, my name is Maria Roberts, Cordero's mother. I wasn't completely honest with Charles. Actually, I'm here because I want to talk to you about Cord and Tina's divorce.
Katie, it's not that I don't sympathize. I told you the other day I was having my troubles juggling my life with Herb and my work with Jeff.
Then you know exactly what I'm going through.
But you can't make someone else happy if you're making yourself miserable.
You should have seen us yesterday. We were working side by side in the lab. Everything was purely professional. But I knew that he was holding back all these feelings. And when I told him I was going to have dinner with Cord, he just exploded.
He had no right to do that.
But, Mom, it has nothing to do with rights. It has to do with what we used to mean to each other. Look, I've had 5 years to put the past behind me. But for him, it's like those 5 years never happened.
All the more reason for you to leave the lab. Kate, listen to me. You tried to be Patrick's friend, and you couldn't handle it, so you have to stop.
Is that what you tell Jeffrey, that you're not going to let you work at the clinic interfere with your life with her?
Our relationship is very different.
Wait a minute. It was pretty much the same a moment ago.
Katie, all I'm trying to say is that you...
Look, the truth is, this isn't easy for either one of us.
I'm afraid I'm not much help, am I?
Look, there's some things that even a mother can't do for you. I'm going to go talk to Patrick. He's not going to like it, but I'm going to tell him the divorce will be final tomorrow.
Bye.
Patrick, you are not being realistic. You can't hold on to Kate when she's going to marry someone else.
I am being realistic. I need Kate, and I need her notes to finish this project.
Too late. You
Cindy,
can't change her mind.
you are like sisters. She will listen to you, so talk to her.
I have tried. I have talked to her. And she listened. But it doesn't matter now that the divorce is going to go through.
Court's divorce has nothing to do with this. Talk to her again, Cindy. Tell her not to quit on me. Not yet.
Hutcher, give it up. For your own good.
I know what's good for me. I just tell her I don't want a long-term commitment. To work with me until the wedding, okay?
It won't make any difference.
I need some more time, sis. You can help me get it. That's the least you owe me.
Patrick, don't.
Come on now. You know there was a time when I helped you. You wanted some information about Sanders Chemical, remember? Before I went to Africa? Some inside information.
Why are you bringing this up? Yeah, there was a time where I would do anything to get to the top, but I have changed.
So you understand me. There isn't anything that I wouldn't do to make sure that Kate doesn't marry Cord.
All right. I'll talk to her.
Thanks, sis. Come here. You won't regret this. Okay?
Just don't get your hopes up, all right? I don't see how anything can stop Cord from marrying Kate.
Maybe you should stick around my lab a little more often. Learn to believe in miracles.
Yeah, guess I should.
You're looking at a potential miracle of science right here.
What is it?
Oh, a little compound I wasn't supposed to know about. Found it in the lab next door. Strictly off limits, of course.
How did you get in?
Oh, prison taught me a lot about locks and keys.
So what is so special about this compound?
It's identical to the one that I was working on before I went to Africa.
I don't believe it.
Mm-hmm. And that's not all. The lab, it's almost identical to the setup I've got here.
Wait, you saying this Sanders Chemical is trying to compete for your formula?
I am not saying anything yet. Not until I look through this file. Oh, yeah, this is something else I found in the lab. It's about a project called Macbeth.
Luther, I told you I would call you tomorrow on the private line.
I thought you'd want an update tonight. I checked with security. There have been no reported mishaps in Patrick London's lab.
And you said your little sabotage was foolproof.
I thought it was.
I do the thinking for the Sanders Chemical Company. You're supposed to get results.
London is no fool. He must have realized the hazard and disposed of it. But now, don't worry. I'll have my people try something else.
No. We don't want Patrick getting suspicious.
That's your company, Elizabeth, but I'm surprised you'd allow Patrick to compromise our project.
Well, we have to think of a more subtle way to keep Patrick from finding out about Macbeth.
Well, I hope so. I'd hate to see Saunders Chemicals lose out if Patrick realizes we are duplicating his formula.
There's more than money at stake here, Luther. If Patrick isn't stopped, I could lose the thing I value most. My granddaughter.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Cassie.
May I have a mineral water with a lime, please?
My pleasure.
Thank you. Steve, roses, thank you.
No, I wish I could take the credit. The gentleman says that you should have a rose every day.
Oh, he is so sweet, isn't he?
Yes, he is, and there's more.
Ah,
A key.
the penthouse. Oh, my gosh, how am I going to repay him?
Oh, I think you'll think of something. You look sensational.
Thank you. You're great for a girl's fragile ego, you know that? Well, if he comes by.
You'll be waiting. I know, they don't call me Cupid for nothing.
That's right. Thanks. Strangers in the night.
Oh, hey, Rob, you'd better take that drink up to the penthouse and make it 2.
Don't be a jerk, Russell. Just sit tight. It's her life. She can do what she wants. Hey, what's it to you anyway?
Thank you. Mr. McGrath, I am the last person in the world to interfere with my son's private life, but something has to be done.
Mrs. Roberts, I can't discuss your son's divorce, not while I'm representing his wife.
Oh, well, it's Tina that I'm concerned with.
She has told me that you're not a big fan of their marriage.
Yes, that's true, but not because I'm not fond of Tina. She's such a passionate, impulsive lady. It's hard not to like her. It isn't her fault that she and my son are incompatible.
I'm afraid you're getting into areas I simply can't discuss.
Now, look, all I'm trying to say is that I have become very fond of Tina, and frankly, I'm afraid to think about how she's going to take this divorce.
Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow, won't we?
Tomorrow?
You didn't know.
Well, no, I didn't, but I did want this matter to be resolved quickly, but now it's even more imperative that we do something for her.
I've made sure that she's very well provided in the settlement.
I see. Tell me, what have you done about her emotional health, Mr. McGrath?
Well, Tina seems to be a pretty tough cookie to me.
Yes, that's the image that she presents to the world, but those of us who really know her understand how vulnerable she really is. You see, Tina is so devoted to her friends and family that I'm afraid she's not going to take time for herself during this very sensitive time. No, Tina needs to get away from the painful reminder of her marriage.
You mean, leave town?
Perhaps for a little while, or at least until the pain from her divorce has a chance to fade.
Hello, Maria.
Oh, hello, Judith. Your partner and I were just discussing the sad details of the divorce.
Mrs. Roberts was kind enough to drop by and suggest that I urge Tina to leave town for a little while.
Just doing my best to help.
And I will do mine. In fact, right after the papers are signed tomorrow, I'll have a talk with Tina.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I'm sure you have work to do, so good night and thank you.
Night, Maria.
Night.
Nice lady.
I'm not so sure about that. Kate says that Maria and Tina loathe each other. What was she doing, telling you what good friends they are?
No, just that she's grown fond of Tina. Is that not possible?
Why do you suppose it's so important for her to get Tina out of Landview?
You don't think that it's concern for Tina's welfare?
No, I think it's more concern for Maria's welfare.
Oh, great. I love being manipulated by...
Well, I could be wrong. I'm just speculating, but there's something about that woman. I don't trust her.
You have never been wrong before. Oh, Wanda Wolick called. She's got a health inspector breathing down her neck.
More trouble on the waterfront?
A surprise inspection during the dinner time rush. I'd say that's guaranteed to try and shake her down, wouldn't you say so?
I'd say that she's being set up and we should get over there.
Never quit, do you? You know, I think that's one of the things I admire most about you. Once you make your mind up to do something, you don't stop until it's done. Those aren't my notes from Africa. Whose are they?
Oh, they're just some research notes from the library.
You want to share them with me?
Well, that depends. Are you here to work or feel sorry for me?
So, you still think the explosion was sabotage, huh?
No, I just overreacted. I mislabeled some acids on a shelf, and I combined them with the wrong base. Poof.
Oh, come on, that doesn't sound like you. Don't you think someone might have snuck in here and changed the labels or
It's
something?
my fault, okay? I haven't been able to concentrate on my work. I've had some other things on my mind. So you're not here to work, are you?
Patrick, I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this so soon. But if I don't tell you, I'm sure you're going to hear about it from someone else.
Court's divorce came through.
How do you know?
I know.
Well, I think I've made it clear to you what the divorce means, and since we don't have to wait to get married, you're going to have to complete the research without me.
Look, come on, Patrick. You've had a breakthrough. You're home free now. I know you can do it on your own.
I'm not gonna yell, and I'm not gonna beg. But I'll be damned if you're gonna walk away from me now.
Rob, let me have a beer, please.
Got it. Hi, John. How's business?
Hello there, Cupid.
Cupid?
I caught the rose and the room key that you passed off to Cassie. So, who's the secret admirer, anyway?
Well, if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret, would it?
Hey, look, Steve, you're a friend of Cassie's, I'm a friend of Cassie's. But to tell you the truth, I'm a little worried about her. I mean, she hasn't been very lucky where men are concerned, you know?
Yeah, I know. She told me all about you.
Steve, where is she? I've been all over this damn hotel of yours, from the penthouse to the basement.
And then tell me you're quite a detective.
Gotcha.
What the hell are you doing here?
I know your tricks. As soon as you left the office with that trash under your arm, I knew you were tailing me. What is it you always say, Mr. Russell? Never read a good book on a stakeout. It may distract you.
I suppose I should be flattered. How'd you lose me in the elevator there?
Lesson number 2, the John Russell elevator slip.
Took the elevator to one floor, and then you walked down to another floor.
Just like the master taught me.
The master is very impressed.
So you're not angry?
Hell yes, I'm angry. At this rate, you'll end up teaching me a thing or two.
Oh, Mr. Russell. That's exactly what I intend to do.
We passed inspection only last month. I have the certificate to prove it.
I'm not interested in certificates, ma'am. It's the health of your customers I care about.
Look, just look at these customers. Look at them. Don't they look healthy? Don't they look happy? And look at this. Look at this chili. We are talking about grade A beef here and grade A beans.
Well, beef and beans aren't the only things you have around here. Let's see. There's roach eggs.
Roach eggs?
Stop that. Do you want to start a panic? There are no roaches here. None of them. They wouldn't dare come in this place.
I also detected rodent hair.
Rodent hair?
No. Just be quiet. Just have that. Listen, mister. The only rodent I see is the one standing before me. Do you get my drift?
Is there a problem, Wanda?
Yes. Thank God you're here. This is Mr. Monroe. He's a city health inspector, and he said that this place has things.
Things? Oh, well, I'm sure it's a misunderstanding, isn't it, Mr. Monroe?
Oh, I'm afraid not. You'll have to pay for your negligence, Mrs. Orlick.
Oh, you call this a fine? This is highway robbery.
You can pay or you can fight City Hall. Either way, I'm closing this establishment effective immediately.
You can't do that. He can't do that. Can he do that?
Mr. Monroe, we're the attorneys for Mrs. Wollick.
Lawyers, huh? Well, you know the law.
Yes, we do. That's why we'd like to see your court order.
Forget about that. This isn't about law and order, is it, Mr. Monroe? Whose payroll are you on? Who sent you to harass Mrs. Wollick?
Patrick, I still believe in what you're trying to do. I just can't do it with you anymore.
What has happened to you, kid? You used to be so independent. I can't believe you're letting Cord Roberts rule your life now.
How dare you? That's not fair. And if anyone is trying to rule my life right now... I don't want to fight with you.
Why? We used to have some terrific fights.
Look, I never made any secret of what my plans were.
Kate, I just need a little more time, okay?
I can't. I promised Cord that I would stop working as soon as the divorce was final.
I'm not asking you to give up Cord. Just help me finish this project. We can do it in a matter of days, maybe less. You can't get married that quickly, can you?
No, probably not.
Well, then why don't you just stay and work with me until the wedding? Then you can go off on your honeymoon and you'll know